Establishing your Ujjayi breath. Trying to inhale for a count of 10. And if that seems like it's coming naturally to you, go ahead and extend it to a count of 12. Going through one more cycle of your Ujjayi breath on your own. And as you go ahead and complete your last exhale, take a nice deep inhale with me as we start off our practice with 3 Oms followed by 3 Shantis. Taking a nice deep inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Let's get started in a tabletop position today, making sure that our wrists are aligned underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips. Getting started in our cat and cow. Inhaling for a count of 10, sinking your chest towards the mat. Gaze goes up towards the ceiling, hips rise up. Cow. Exhale, rounding the back, chin comes to chest, navel comes in towards the spine. Cat. Inhaling. Cow. Exhaling. Cat. Doing one more round of cat and cow. Lifting your knees off the mat, toes are tucked, meeting me in a downward facing dog. We're going to get started tonight. Pedaling out your heels, warming up your legs. Go ahead and take a nice deep bend in that right knee. Try and draw the left heel towards the mat. You're going to get a nice calf stretch here. And then switching sides, your left knee is nicely bent. Right heel is drawn towards the mat. Nice calf stretch. One more time, go ahead and do it on your own, holding on whichever side you feel needs more of a stretch, or splitting that time evenly depending on if you need that stretch on both calves. Meeting me in a regular downward facing dog. Bending your knees, arching your back, look forward, step or hop your feet between your hands. coming into a forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Rising all the way up to the top of our mat. Hands come above the head. Hands come to heart center, Samasthiti. Hands come to either side, so we're in mountain pose. We're going to get started with 5 rounds of sun salutation A to warm up our body. So go ahead and take a nice deep inhale with me. Arms come above the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale and exhale at your own pace as you go through your vinyasa flow. Meeting me in a downward facing dog. Let's stay here for 2 rounds of your Ujjayi breath. Go ahead and try and extend your breath for 10 counts if you haven't done so already. It's a nice little challenge. Bending your knees, arching your back, look forward, step or hop your feet forward. Forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Rising all the way up to the top of your mat. Hands come to prayer above the head. Allowing your hands to come to heart center, Samasthiti. Meeting me into Tadasana. Let's go ahead and start our second round. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Taking your vinyasa flow at your own pace. Challenging yourself by staying at the bottom of your push-up, not allowing yourself to drop your whole body down if you choose to do so. If not, go ahead and meet me in a downward facing dog. Bending your knees, arching your back, look forward, step or hop your feet forward, forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Rising all the way up to the top of our mat. Meeting me in Samasthiti. Sun salutation A, round 3. Hands come above the head. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. And before you start your vinyasa flow, try and go deeper into this forward fold. Now that we're in our 3rd round, see if you can get your fingers flat on the mat. If your fingers are able to touch the mat, then go ahead and get your palms flat on the mat. You'll get a nice stretch there. Taking a nice deep inhale, go ahead and prepare for your vinyasa flow. And whenever you're ready, step or hop your feet back into plank and take your vinyasa flow. Bending your knees, arching your back, look forward, step or hop your feet between your hands. Forward fold, flat back, forward fold, and go ahead and rise all the way up to the top of your mat. Hands come to heart center, Samasthiti. Let's begin our 4th sun salutation A. Taking a nice deep inhale, hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, taking your vinyasa flow. Bending your knees, arching your back, look forward, step or hop your feet to the front of your mat. Forward fold, flat back, Forward fold, rising all the way up to the top of your mat. Samasthita Hi. And one last time, let's take a nice deep inhale. Hands come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back. Forward fold. Go ahead and take your vinyasa flow. Bending your knees, arching your back, look forward, step or hop your feet to the front of your mat. Forward fold, flat back. Forward fold, rising all the way up to the top of the mat. Hands come to heart center, meeting me in Tadasana. Go ahead and take your hands all the way up above your head. Hands are going to come down. Forward fold. Step or hop your feet back into plank position. And then lift your hips up so you're in downward facing dog. Right leg rises up, three-legged dog. Go ahead and bend that right knee, opening up your right hip. Floating the right knee between your hands, putting your right foot between your hands. Dropping the left foot down. Rising up to a warrior one, making sure your hips are squared off. Try and draw that right hip back, left hip comes forward. There you go. Pushing out through your left pinky toe. Pinwheeling your hands down so that they square off the right foot, allowing your left foot to come onto your toes. Right foot meets left, so you're in a plank. Go ahead and go through your vinyasa flow. Plank, push up, upward facing dog, tucking your toes, downward facing dog. Left leg is going to rise up, three-legged dog, bending the knee, opening up the hip on the opposite side. Left knee is going to float between the hands, placing the left foot between your hands. Right foot drops down, preparing for warrior one, making sure your hips are squared off. Pinwheeling your hands down to square off your left foot now. Right foot comes onto the right toes, left foot meets the right in plank position. Go ahead and lower down into your vinyasa flow. Taking a nice deep bend in your knees, arching your back, looking forward, step or hop your feet between your hands, forward fold, flat back, forward fold, rising all the way up to the top of your mat. Hands come to heart center, Samasthita Hi. Go ahead and meet me in a chair position. Arms are going to be parallel to the ears. Knees are bent, tucking that tailbone under so it's not sticking out. We're in chair. Go ahead and rise onto your toes. Heels will no longer be on the mat. Maintaining the chair position. Lowering the heels back down to meet me in chair once more. Hands come to heart center, keeping the knees bent. Left elbow is going to come to the outside of the right knee. You're going to come into a revolved chair position. Meeting me back in chair. Hands come to heart center once more. This time your right elbow is going to come to the outside of the left knee. Revolved chair on the opposite side. Meeting me back in chair position. Hands come to either side, rising up into Tadasana. Very good, mountain pose. Hands come up above your head, swan diving your hands forward, forward fold. Flat back, forward fold. Step or hop your feet back into plank position. We're gonna lift our hips right up into downward facing dog. Left leg rises up into three-legged dog. Floating that left knee between our hands, planting our foot between our hands. Right foot is gonna drop down in a 45-degree angle, rising up into warrior one. Opening up into warrior two. Your left arm is going to come onto your left thigh. Right arm is going to go above the right ear. Opening back up into warrior two. And allowing your right hand to drop down your right thigh. Left arm is going to go above the ear, peaceful warrior. Meeting me back in warrior two. Squaring off your hips, coming into warrior one. Pinwheeling your hands down to square off your left foot. Right foot's gonna come back onto the toes. Left foot's gonna meet your right. Go ahead and go through your vinyasa flow. Meet me in downward facing dog. Right foot is gonna rise into three-legged dog. Knee comes between the arms, right foot drops between your hands. This time left foot is gonna come into a 45-degree angle, rising all the way up to warrior one. Opening up into warrior two. Right arm comes to the right thigh. Left arm is gonna go above the left ear. Meeting me back in warrior two. Left hand's gonna come down the left leg. Right arm's gonna go above the right ear. Peaceful warrior. Meeting me once again in warrior two. Squaring off your hips, coming into warrior one. Pinwheeling your hands down to square off the right foot. Left foot's gonna come onto the toes, right foot's gonna meet the left. Go ahead and go through your vinyasa flow. Left foot is going to come between the hands as if you're coming into a warrior one. So go ahead and drop that right foot down. Instead of rising up, what you're going to do is take your hands and bring them between your legs. Your left toes are going to come in so that they're facing the right toes. Heels are going to be pointing out. Hands are going to be on the mat. You're in a wide-legged forward fold. Rising all the way up to the top, keeping your legs as they are. Go ahead and interlace your fingers behind you, puffing out your chest. Dropping your head down, allowing your interlaced fingers to come over your head. Go ahead and rise back up. Twisting your left foot, so now that your left toes are facing towards the front of your mat, right toes as they are. Keeping your fingers interlaced behind you, Go ahead and do a forward fold over that left leg, keeping it straightened. You're in pyramid pose. Coming out of pyramid pose, slowly rising up, retucking those left toes, and now untucking your right toes. Squaring your hips, bending over that right leg, coming into pyramid pose on the opposite side. Rising back up, untucking your toes once more. This time, bringing your left toes to the front of your mat. Left hand is going to come to the inside of the left foot. Right arm is going to rise all the way up, coming into revolved triangle. Go ahead and tuck your left toes back in. This time, right toes are going to be untucked. So you're facing the back of your mat. Right hand is going to come to the mat. Left arm is going to come up. Revolve triangle on the opposite side. Very nice. Coming back into your wide-legged forward fold. Both hands are on the mat. Toes are facing one another. Heels are pointing out. Go ahead and just enjoy this forward fold here. Deepening the forward fold if you can by heel toeing your feet out towards opposite ends of the mat. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a nice big step to the front of your mat, meeting me in Tadasana, or mountain pose. Very nice. Taking a nice deep inhale, go ahead and bring your hands up above your head. Swan diving your arms forward, forward fold. Hands come on to your shins, flat back. Forward fold. Step or hop your feet back into plank pose. Let's lower all the way onto the mat this time. The back of the hands are going to come underneath your hips. Palms are going to be on your thighs. We're preparing for grasshopper. So you're going to keep your head and your forehead on your mat. Arms are going to stay where they are. And you're going to lift your legs up off of the mat, keeping your hips planted. Nice deep inhale here. Exhale, go ahead and release. Once again, let's rise up on your inhale. Exhale, release. Last time, rising up on the inhale. Exhale, release. Very good. Hands are going to come untucked from underneath your hips. Big toes are going to go together, pushing yourself all the way back into a child's pose. We did a lot of forward folds today. Rising onto your knees, coming into hero pose. Standing hero pose. Sorry, go ahead and tuck your toes. Hands are going to go on to your ankles if a full camel is in your practice. If not, go ahead and bring your hands to your lower back and bend. If you do have a full camel, go ahead and fully release your body, pushing your chest out, allowing your neck to hang heavy. Taking a couple of breaths here. Slowly rising back up. Coming back into child's pose or balasana. Allowing your arms to be extended or to either side of you, whatever you feel is best for your recovery. Shifting your weight onto your right hip, swinging your feet forward. We're going to do one last forward fold. Go ahead and meet me in the Dandasana or staff pose. Hands come to either side of your hips. Nice deep inhale. Go ahead and allow your arms to be parallel to your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and try and touch your toes. Inhaling, let's slowly come all the way back onto our backs. The slower you come down onto the back, the more of an ab workout you'll get. And once you've fully reached your mat, go ahead and bring your knees in towards you for a wind releasing pose. Hugging your knees in close to you, rocking side by side. Taking a hold of our big toes, meeting me in a happy baby. And whenever you're ready, go ahead, lower your hands and your feet all the way down onto the mat, palms faced up, preparing for Shavasana. Closing your eyes, sending your breath throughout your body, and then restoring your regular breath. Doing one last check from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Taking the time to thank yourself for coming to practice tonight. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and come onto your right side and fetus position. And let's slowly rise all the way up to the tops of our mat, meeting me in a cross-legged position. Keeping your eyes closed, hands come to heart center. Closing out our practice with 3 Oms followed by 3 Shantis. So go ahead and take a nice deep inhale with me. Shanti. Shanti.